Welcome to our third session of chapter number 11, Human Eye and the Colorful World. In first video session we have understood about human eye. In that also we have understood that how image is formed. Also we have understood about the color which we are observing by eye. In our previous video, means in our second video, we have understood about what is called defects of human eye. In that we have understood about myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, and also we have taken a bit knowledge of cataract which can be resolved by cataract surgery. Now in today's our third video we are going to understand about refraction which is done due to prism. We will also understand the phenomena of dispersion of light by prism. Also we will understand the recombination of dispersed light by prism and how rainbow is formed. So let's start from our first topic, that is refraction through a glass prism. First of all, this word prism must be clear in our mind. What's called prism? Here you can see the figure of prism on your screen. Right? This prism you have seen it very well. In this type of prism you are having its lateral surfaces and its base. Generally the prism will have two triangular bases and three rectangular lateral surfaces, which you can see, right? It will have two triangular bases and it will have three rectangular lateral surfaces. Now let's see here how refraction is done through prism. As you can see that here my prism is ABC. This angle, the angle between two lateral surface, is called the prism angle. So here you can say that the angle A is equal to prism angle. Angle A is our prism angle because it is made with two lateral surfaces. Here in this figure you can observe that PQ is my incident ray. PQ is the incident ray for surface AB. QR is the ray which passes from the medium of prism, and RS is the emergent ray. Right? This is my incident ray PQ and RS is our emergent ray. Here you can see this angle PQN, that's our angle I, and that is called our angle of incidence. On the other hand, this angle SRS, right? So T I am writing here. So this RT or wait, just we can write here R and here we will write N. Okay. So this is angle E is angle of emergent. Okay, let's see, this PQ ray is the incident ray from medium of air. It enters into the medium of prism or medium of glass and it comes out in form of MR. Okay, it comes out in form of MR as an emergent ray in medium of air. Why this happened we know that we have studied in the topic of refraction due to any medium, right? In that we have understood about refraction due to glass, rectangular glass. So when light enters from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it changes its direction. Here you can see that the rarer to denser, it will move towards the normal. From denser to rarer, it will go away from the normal. So it will try to move away from the normal, and as we are seeing here. Also this angle D, if I extend the incident ray and the emergent ray, okay, and this angle which is created here, this angle, it's called angle of deviation. That angle is called its angle of deviation. So angle A, it's prism angle. Angle I, that's angle of incident. Angle E, that is angle of emergent. Angle D, that's our angle of deviation, means how much it is deviated from its own path. That is done by angle D. Right? So this way we can say that refraction take place due to glass prism. Again repeating, PQ is the incident ray. It enters from medium of air to medium of glass, so it will change its direction. Rarer to denser, RDT, it will move towards the normal. Denser to rarer, it will move away from the normal, so it will try to move away from the normal, and we are getting the emergent ray MR. I, angle of incident. E, angle of emergent. Angle A, that's the prism angle, and angle D, that's our angle of deviation. From whole this study, you will study this in more detail in our higher standards, but you will use to know that from this we will get a equation, angle A plus angle D is equal to angle I plus angle E. Right now you don't have to go in proof of this, but this equation is called prism equation. This equation is called prism equation. By that you are able to find this angle D. So angle D is equal to angle I plus angle E plus minus angle A. Because this prism angle will be known by us, incident angle that we can decide, and the emergent angle that we can observe, right? So by that we are able to find out the angle of deviation. So this way we can understand the question, that is our refraction due to glass prism. Okay, so here also the concept of refraction is followed when light transfer from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it changes its direction. So this way this question can be asked you in 3 marks, that write short note on refraction through a glass prism, in that you have to draw the figure, you have to name it properly, and you will just explain what is there in figure. Also you will obtain the relation of prism angle, angle of deviation, angle of incident, and angle of emergent, right? Other also terminologies are there for this different angles, that instead of this D, sometimes it is written delta also, right? But that you will study in higher standards. Right now, for the concept of standard 10, this we will take as the refraction due to glass prism, which can be asked to you in 3 marks. So our second topic is dispersion of light by prism. Okay, our topic is dispersion of light by prism. First of all, what do we mean by dispersion? Dispersion means to get separated. Dispersion of light, actually here we are talking about white light, means a normal light. Actually this white light is made up of 7 different colors. So the separation of white light into 7 different colors by prism. How it is done? First of all, let us understand that why it is done. So as we all know that the white light is made up of 7 different colors. Each of the color will have their different wavelength. And as this light when travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, means when they change their medium, so according to their wavelength there will be difference in their velocities, and according to that velocities it will get separated. Let us understand it with some example. If I take here the red color, so in red color its wavelength is more, so wavelength is directly proportional to its velocity, so its velocity will be also more. Now as you know that suppose your speed is more, and if you are changing any of medium, suppose you are riding a bicycle, you are in a plain road, right, and suddenly a rough road comes and you are with more velocity, so you will have little bit deviation, means you will have very less deviation if your velocity is more. If your velocity is less, in that case you will see that you will feel more deviation. So this wavelength is directly proportional to the velocity, and velocity is inversely proportional to the deviation. Now deviation means what? Deviation means to get deviated, right, from its original path. Here we can say that if we are talking about red color, so red color have more wavelength, so its velocity will be also more, so its deviation will be less. So here I have tried to explain it. The white light which enters into prism, right, it will pass in such a way that here you can see that its deviation, the angle between its original one and the emergent one, it is very less, because red color have more wavelength, its velocity is also more, so its deviation is less. So red color, it will have least deviation, will have less deviation. Now as you can see that here the violet color, it has very much deviation, so it is very much more deviated. Why more deviation? Because violet color has less wavelength. Less wavelength means its velocity is also less. So if the velocity is less, so deviation will be more, because red color has more velocity and violet color have less velocity. So now let's try to understand it. Here I have taken one prism and white light we have entered at the one side of prism. It will pass into the prism, and here you can see that it is changing its medium, right? So the 7 different colors with the 7 different wavelengths and with 7 different velocities of there, when it will come out from the medium of glass to air, it will have the deviations. And how that deviations will be? That deviations will be inversely proportional to its velocity. Deviation which is done, it will be inversely proportional to its velocity, means the wavelength which is more, the velocity which is more, that will be less deviated. Red color, it has more velocity, so it will be deviated less. Then here you can understand this Vigyor, V-I-V-G-Y-O-R. V means what? V is violet, I means indigo, B means blue, G means green, Y means yellow, O means orange, and R means red. Red color, it has more velocity, so less deviation. Then orange color, it will have less velocity in comparison to red. So here you can see that the deviation, you will see that will be more in comparison to red. Yellow color will have less velocity in comparison to red and orange. So here you can see the deviation angle is more. And F so on, we go for violet. So here you can see that the deviation angle is more, because violet will have very less velocity. So when light enters into prism, it will get splitted into its 7 constituent colors. This phenomena is called dispersion of light, and it will get separated in such a way that the wavelength which is more, means the velocity which is more, it will deviate less, and the velocity which is very less, that wavelength containing light, it will deviate more. As you can see that red color, it is less deviated because its velocity is more, and violet color, which is more deviated, its velocity will be less. As we have seen that the red color with the maximum velocity and the violet color with the minimum velocity. So with maximum velocity and maximum wavelength, red color will have very less deviation, and with minimum velocity and minimum wavelength, violet color will have very much deviation. So this can be also asked you in question. This whole question can be asked there for 3 marks, and this particular question, that red color, it is how it is deviated. So it is deviated very less, and violet color is deviated more. Also they can ask you this in form of scientific reasons, that why violet color is seen more deviated and red color is seen less deviated in dispersion of light. So you will be able to answer it from the concept. Okay, so this way, this question we have completed, that is dispersion of light through glass prism. As we have discussed about dispersion of light, now can we recombine that light? So actually this type of experiment was done by Sir Isaac Newton, and according to that, yes, we can recombine it. What's the condition of it? See, here you can see that 2 prisms are taken, right? Prism P1 and prism P2. Both are of same prism angle, and both are kept in such a way as you can see it from figure. By first prism, light will get dispersed, and by second prism, which is in as opposite side than the first prism, it will get recombined. Why it is happening? So you can simply understand the concept that by first prism it will get dispersed, right, and the second prism it will do the opposite work than the first prism, and it will get recombined. If we go a little bit conceptually here, so when we are having this type of situation, this is just a concept. So actually, according to me, that it will create a structure like a lens, right? And we all know that lens will not do the dispersion. It is responsible for refraction. So here you will see only the refraction. Why? Because by first prism it is getting dispersed, and by the second prism it is getting recombined. So this concept is called a recombination of light. By prism P1, light will get dispersed, and by prism P2, light will get recombined. This for prism P1 and for prism P2. Angle A means the prism angle is same, right? Then this can happen. So if this type of phenomena is done by using 2 prisms, we can recombine the white light which is dispersed, right? So this question can be also asked to you, that what is called recombination of white light, or they can merge 2 questions, that what is called dispersion of light and also explain recombination of light. Okay, so you must be clear about it. This type of experiment was done by Sir Isaac Newton. So if we want to make little bit of twisted paper, so we can ask it like this also, that explain the experiment of Sir Isaac Newton about prism, right? So in that case there will be dispersion by prism and also the recombination by prism. According to dispersion of light, there are some phenomena in this world which is related to that. Out of that, one is formation of rainbow, right? So how rainbow is formed? First of all, you all have seen rainbow, that it is made up of 7 colors, that you know, Vidyur, right? As we have discussed in dispersion of light, that will be our Vidyur, and it will give us the spectrum. As we all know that what is spectrum, so that light rays from violet to red which we are getting, that is our dispersion spectrum. Now how it is done? Is there any prism in this nature? Yes, there are prisms in this nature. The water droplets or raindrops, the water droplets or raindrops, it behaves as a prism. Now not every drop will behave in such a way, because here two phenomena are responsible: the internal reflection and dispersion of light. The raindrop which is responsible and which can do the internal reflection and dispersion of light, only they can behave as a prism. As I have tried to explain here, that this is our raindrop. The white sunlight which enters into here, when it enters from one medium to the another medium, right, it will get dispersed also, and internally it will get reflected, and we are able to see that spectrum from violet to red. Generally, rainbows are seen in opposite direction than sun. Okay, so what we can say, that at daytime, right, sun, where it is? It is at east. Sun is at east. So we can say that we are able to see a rainbow in west. And in the sun, it is in west. We are able to see the rainbow in east direction. It will be opposite to the direction of sun. Due to this internal reflection and the dispersion of light, we are able to see the rainbow. Sometimes we are able to see the two rainbows. After that, the first rainbow, that is our primary rainbow, and the another rainbow which we will have, that will have the opposite color than the first rainbow. So that is called secondary rainbow. Okay. Now this water droplet, it behaves as a prism due to internal, it's very necessary to understand, due to internal reflection and dispersion of light, rainbow is formed. Also, we can see this type of rainbow through waterfall, right? If sun is behind you, so you are able to see that rainbow with the help of waterfall also, right? So this way, the image of rainbow which we are seeing, it is due to internal reflection and dispersion of light which is done by water droplet, which behaves as prism. Okay, so this way, this is also the important question to understand, that formation of rainbow which is based on dispersion of light. As in this session we have studied about different topics, like we have studied about refraction due to glass prism. Also we have understood dispersion of light by prism. After that, recombination of light which was dispersed by first prism and the second prism have recombined it, and this topic also, that how rainbow is formed or formation of rainbow. This whole things is provided to you in your worksheet, right? Just complete your worksheet properly, make the notes properly and send it on time. Already you are doing your best, right? But our expectations are more from you, and you all are very high potential content students. So the worksheet and the assignment which is provided to you, just complete it properly and send it on time.